Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, we are just days away from the Dallas International Film Festival. We'll be talking to three of the driving forces behind this year's big event. Next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, this is an annual event for the Jeff Crilley Show. I like to invite the folks behind the Dallas International Film Festival on my show to talk about this year's event, and we're just days away. And so I have three of the driving forces in the studio. To my left, Katie Schuck. She is the Dallas Film Commissioner. James Faust. He is the artistic director for this year's event. And then Austin Flores, who is the creative director. Thank you for coming on the show. So why don't we start with you, James, because you were there at the very beginning.
Yeah, I'm old, yes.
All right, 20 years ago, what was it like?
It was different when we got into this thing with our founders, Michael Caine and Lanier Timberland. And the idea was to work with the city to create a festival, an event, a city festival, and working with them, and we hooked up with AFI, American Film Institute, and created the AFI Dallas International Film Festival, an idea to bring people and show the greatness of film and film production and the world of film from all over the world in Dallas. And so it's been an amazing journey to see where we started as these three guys trying to figure something out to, oh my God, it's been 20 years.
All right, staying with you for a second, do a little name dropping. Who are some of the celebs who have come in over the last 20 years?
Oh my God, let's see. Marvin Hamlish, Charlize Theron has been through here. The Wilson brothers, Owen and Luke Wilson, have come through. Robert De Niro has came out one year. I'm trying to think. There's been so many, Jeff. It's kind of almost scary. Jeremy Renner. We actually had Jeremy Renner in 2009 with The Hurt Locker. He and Catherine Bigelow came out before that movie was even, thought to be this Oscar quality thing. So Adrian Brody. I mean, before he gave long speeches, Adrian Brody was here with Ryan.
You have to play him out,
Yeah.
play him off the stage.
Yeah, it was like, well, he's just happy to be here. But yeah, so it's been great to show the amount of celebrities that we've had over the years, as well as introducing new people. New filmmakers such as David Lowery started with us career, and now he's doing Disney movies and Star Wars things, and he's got his new movie coming out this week with Anne Hathaway. So, yeah, it's been a great journey to see the top and who's next.
All right, Austin, why don't you piggyback on that? What can people expect this year? What if they attend? It's how many days is the event?
So for the festival itself, I believe it is 7 days. For the conference, it's going to be the first weekend, so 3 days. So we have, I believe, 11 panels programmed. We have 2 really great keynotes. One with Michael DeLuca, who is the co-CEO of the Warner Brothers Motion Picture Motion Picture Group, and then we also have Greg Kwedar, who directed Sing Sing, co-wrote Train Dreams with Clint Bentley. So we are super, super excited to have both of them, but we also have several other panels focusing on like producing, on locations, on finding money in terms of like grant and producers helping find money.
Yes.
But then also a writer's room and a couple of other things focusing on like documentary side of the world. So we're super, super stoked to have all these people come in.
All right, Katie, what does this mean to Dallas?
Oh, everything. It's so wonderful to have a festival of this caliber here in the city. 20 years is really impressive, and we've had such wonderful turnout. And Dallas is really known as an exhibition city. We are really full of a lot of theater goers. Cinephiles are alive and well here in Dallas, and we turn out and come to the movies, and there's nothing better than having this type of programming in your backyard.
We're going to pull up the website, and as we scroll down the website, you guys got a really nice honor about a year ago. You qualified for the Oscars. If you
Yeah, the Dallas International Film Festival is one of, and I believe it's maybe 80 festivals in the world that are qualifying for short films. So if you're a short film, which you look at the Oscars, like how does a short film get nominated? Well, they play a film festival that is qualifying of the 12 to 13,000 festivals in the world, and only, again, 80 of them are qualifying. You win that festival in narrative short, documentary short, or animated short, and that makes your film qualified for a nomination, which is amazing. But then there's also a different qualification happening that Katie could speak more to.
That's right. So the Academy actually named Dallas as one of their 6 qualified cities. So filmmakers are actually able to screen in Dallas there's rules, of course. There's a 7-day run, 3 times a day. One of them has to be prime time. And that qualifies you for the potential of being nominated and doing a 4-year consideration campaign and then the road to the Oscars. So we're really excited that we had so many things qualify in our backyard last year.
And are there still opportunities for sponsorship and tickets are available?
Yes, tickets are available, diffdallas.org. You can check there, but it's also, I like to say that, we're not going to turn down money. So so there's also the sponsorship opportunities still that are available. So you can reach us out at diffdallas.org or find me on any Instagram and I'll point you in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about kind of the state of the union when it comes to film in Texas. And, they've been making films in Texas. Giant comes to mind from, 60, 70 years ago. But we've really caught fire, haven't we, Kate?
We sure have. It's, Texas has always been a recognizable destination for filmmakers, but it's actually because of the new TMIT program and the revamping of that SB 22 that got passed last year has really given us a fully funded program to able to offset some of the costs for these filmmakers that are looking to make their films in our backyard. And so we're really, really lucky to have, the Sheridan universe and the Metroplex and have some of the shows that are looking at us right now. We're taking a little break because of World Cup fever,
sure,
but we're expecting to have a lot of pickup after that.
Well, since you mentioned Taylor Sheridan, that's a big brand stamp on Dallas-Fort Worth as a great place to produce movies or television. What makes us so Hollywood friendly?
Do you want to talk about that, Austin?
Yeah, so I'll say that it really comes down to our locations, our crew, and the permitting from both metropolitan centers. Especially in Dallas, we have incredible crew that have worked on, shows since the 80s, since, our RoboCop, True Stories, even the original Dallas. But those crew members have trained the next generation crew, and then they have trained the next generation crew as well. So it has been this passing of knowledge for the past 40 years that if you have a question, if you have something that you want to do, this crew knows how to do it. But also Dallas is uniquely Dallas. We look like Dallas, but we can also look like anything else as well. And we are so close to these rural areas. So if you want to go out and get some prairie land, you don't have to go that far.
Right.
And we have everything as well. And if you want a permit, our offices are very easy to work with, and they actually pick up the phone compared to some other metropolitan centers. So this is something that we're really proud of, and I think that allows us to be kind of like this lightning rod of if people want to make something, they can make it here, and it's super easy to do.
And just a lot of talent, and it's much more affordable than filming in LA, I imagine.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Katie, let's talk about, I'm sure you get phone calls all the time from filmmakers saying, okay, I'm thinking about like a 1920s film. Dozens and dozens of cities that are very friendly.
Yeah, so a lot of what Austin and I are focused on is Dallas and Dallas County, but we softly pitch the surrounding Metroplex because we understand that filmmakers don't see jurisdictional boundaries like we do. So we understand that, a rising tide raises all boats.
Yeah.
So we work really closely with all of the camera-ready kind of point of contacts for all of the other cities that are around us. We work really closely with the Fort Worth Film Commission, and this has made DFW the #1 production hub in the state. So we're just rocking and rolling, and really happy to have so much film production here.
Really? We're #1?
We are.
It's just like I love learning this. This is great. Thank you, Taylor Sheridan and The Chosen.
North Texas is where it's at.
I'm going to introduce a controversial subject, AI. I want you all three to jump in on that, but who wants to start?
So I always say that we're workforce development disguised as tourism. So we're always going to be advocating for our real jobs of real Texans on the ground in creative roles. So we understand that AI is a tool, but we don't like anything that's going to replace somebody on a set.
Yeah.
So that's kind of our unofficial point of view on that.
Guys?
I'll say with, especially just to go back to the industry conference this year, it's programmed by real people. It was just a lot of thought, but the thing that we wanted to do, especially with the conference, was just be authentic to Dallas and the people of Dallas. So AI is something that is going to be part of this world from now on. I don't think the cat is going to go back into the hat, but where we're going for the future, I think it will become a tool set, but not a replacer. And I think with this conference, we're hoping that is something that will just be kind of drive the point home.
Yes.
Yeah.
James?
Yeah. How much time on camera here? No. I'll say this, because we had a conversation about AI recently as well. It is as long as we're using it as a tool. To the point, and to that point, that cat is going to be in that hat. It's out of the hat. It's nothing we can do about it. But as long as we can continue to be in control of it, prompting it to a point that it's not controlling us, I think AI is great. From a filmmaking perspective, I was just talking to somebody the other day and about a film that they say that's too much, where they used AI to recreate the voices. It was a Swedish film, and they had the actors who were Sweden, and they said this is going to take their voices and dub it in English, and then they made the mouths look and go, that's a little far for me, because all of a sudden, how are these actors getting paid, what's going on? Like, there's a whole nother subset of rules that we need to get into. So as a tool to maybe sweeten your sound, or maybe, we need to maybe adjust the color a little bit on something that we couldn't do on set. I'm still involved. I think that is a way to go. Again, a controllable tool that may save you time on the back end, but as a beginning, as a starter tool and an end tool, I think we should stay away from that, because otherwise we're end up in Terminator Skynet world, and we're not going to be in control of anything. And all of us won't be doing this. They'll be creating us on a set. We'll have Chuck Norris kicking everybody's tail and on this thing, thinking it's funny, but it is funny, but it's also, gosh, we need real things.
Yes. And so famously, a couple years ago, writer's strike and actors strike, and they were fighting over these very same things. Is the camo putting its nose into the tent? Instead of hiring extras to, be in the background, you could certainly do AI actors in the background.
Yes.
Is Hollywood pushing it a little bit?
Yeah, I would say yes.
It's a mixture, because I know right now the unions are in negotiations with the studios, and the WGA, the Writers Guild of America, came to a consensus and agreement with the studios, and they're usually one of the last to come to an agreement. So I don't believe I've seen the full breakdown of what they agreed to, but I'm sure that AI protections are in there.
Yes.
For the other ones, I know that SAG-AFTRA had a lot to say about the last negotiation round, and I'm sure they will have a lot to say this negotiation round. But again, I think that will just continue to be a point of contention and a point of just trying to find the middle ground without replacing potential jobs.
Well, I'm going to speak for myself. I feel like AI lacks a soul. So, those famous scenes and movies that we all remember, I guess you could teach a computer how to do it, but just that tear welling up in the eye, it's kind of soulless, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it is a computer. In essence, the scary thing is it's learning, and that's, it does lack that bit of humanity, but it's making pretty dang good copies of humanity. So that's the further down this route we go without, I don't want to say there needs to be government regulation, but there needs to be some regulation at some point before it gets really out of control.
And we should point out that all three of you are AI generated, so you're not actually here.
Change it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to the festival and give some closing thoughts. Why don't we begin with you, Katie?
I would just encourage everybody to come out to DIFF this year. And if you're one of the types of people that really enjoys going to panels or to listen to filmmakers speak about their work, the conference is a perfect, parallel program for you to attend. And if you like going to movies, this lineup is really fantastic. We have even a couple ones that shot locally and have some hometown heroes that have either directed or produced some of the works that are in this year. So yeah, I hope to see you there.
I love it. James?
Yeah, to piggyback the films that you were talking about, 1 in a Million is one of the films that was shot here with Ashley Greene and Flavor Flav and Wayne Knight. It's pretty amazing. Also, we have a lot of great large films that are premiering. Like Blue Diamond Phillips, we're honoring him at the festival this year at a luncheon and throughout the festival. He's got 3 films, including 1 in a Million, but the North American premiere of his new film, Keep Quiet. And in our opening night film, we're very happy to have Jamie Presley coming in with Baron Davis and Johnny Simmons, who's an actor from Dallas who's done some great things. That movie is called The Last Shot. It'll be our opening night film. And we have a great film on Deep Ellum that has everybody who's ever been in Deep Ellum, including Mark Cuban and Billy Bob Thornton. And it's incredible. So yes, diffdallas.org is our website. You can find so many things, 100+ movies from all over the world. And I won't stop talking about it for 3 weeks. So
Remind us about the venue.
Yeah, so this year it's at the Sinopolis, and then also some of the premieres will also be at the Texas Theater, and then the industry conference will be exclusively at the Virgin Hotels Dallas. And to just kind of piggyback off of that, again, I'm really excited for Dallas to have this kind of opportunity for these panels, for these educational moments of just being able to just hear from industry folks who have done it and they're in their own backyard. And again, I just want to extend so much gratitude to DIFF, so much gratitude to the team of volunteers that are helping put this together, especially for the conference side. This is brand new for everyone, including myself. So we're all learning together, and there's so many other folks that I just cannot name that have been such an integral part of making this come to life. And we are just super excited for y'all to see what's about to happen.
Outstanding. Thank you all for sharing your heart and your wisdom with us. We're going to end with the website, which is diffdallas.org. Guys, thanks for coming on the show.
thanks for having us.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.